Can't hear you yet. Okay, now.
Okay, hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Thank you for having me. I am here. I am just making sure my setup is ready. I've got chat where I can keep an eye on you. And yeah, for those who don't know me, my name is Organmike. For those who do know me, that hasn't changed. And I come to you from Treaty 1 territory in south or north central Turtle Island, the traditional homeland of the Anishinaabe, Inanawak, Anishinaabe, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the heart of the Red River Métis Nation. The places where I live, work, and play have been occupied for thousands of years by communities that have been repressed and have had their own forms of entertainment and art suppressed as well. And so I come here with the knowledge and understanding that what I do is built on the backs of others. The water I drink, for example, comes to us from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation, and I will be drinking a fair bit of it. Shoal Lake 40 has provided an aqueduct for over 100 years, and yet has only in the past few years had access to its own clean, drinkable water. Right. The acknowledgement has gone out. I need to talk about this game. Ultima 4 Quest the Avatar. I started playing this when I was a little kid, smaller even than my own daughter, and I come here to show the low percent run, which means that we're not. There are five items. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning. There are 5 items I'm not going to be picking up, which would provide me with a lot of experience and a lot of utility, as well as 2 magic reagents, which I am not getting, which would allow me to use very useful mass attack and gate travel spells, which I am not going to be able to use myself. If you're familiar with this one, it's available for free on GOG. It's been free since the 90s. We need a character name, so we need to create a character. Initiate new game. Yeah, I know. So we'll go with SouthTyrol. There we go. And as the answer to this question is consistently no, but the timer will start when I select a character gender. I just randomly put my fingers over the M and F keys and let them drop at roughly the same time and see what comes up. So, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's roll. Alright, so the game starts in the 1980s. We go for a walk because we're dissatisfied with modern life. A strange portal appears, rises to the air, sinks down to the ground, and some stuff is there. It's 2 books and an ankh wrapped in a map. It says, one of the books, the tongue of the title is beyond your ken. You dare not open the book to disturb whatever sleeps within. You decide to peruse the history. Settling back under the willow tree, you open the book. And now my 2 favorite slides. You read the book of history. No, really. Read the book of history. So yes, even in the 80s, we didn't read we didn't read the instruction books. Anyway, there's a Ren fair over the hill. We go down there. We get pulled through it. We hear strange music. We head towards the back where we find a traveler's wagon. My apologies to any Romani about there, but this was the language at the time. So now we get our cards read. These are the 8 virtues of the Avatar. We have to master all of them, but first we're going to be asked a bunch of questions. These are little moral choices because it's supposed to represent you, right? So you're given, like, the captain has asked you that one amongst you visit a hospital to cheer the children with tales of thy valiant deeds. Do you go to show thy compassion and play the braggart, or humbly let another go? And normally you might answer this as you might yourself, but I'm answering based on what suits the speedrun best. So answering compassion gets me dexterity and a few points of compassion. Honesty will get me some points of intelligence. I'm looking for spirituality.
Just to interrupt really quick, is it like that the game has no audio?
The game has no. The game will have no audio. Yes. So.
Okay, then I will put up the intermission music.
If you really want, I have. If you wanted to, I've got my own music. But anyway, when I run this, I have my own selection of music that I play behind it. Spirituality is what we need because our character class needs to be ranger, and so every time we answer a question about spirituality, it has to be spirituality the answer. Valor, we've got a good setup to start. Every one of these choices that we pick gets selected for the next round of questions. So, that's a tough one. We're going to take Valor because it's useful. And this will be honesty and spirituality. And then our last question will be about valor and spirituality. We'll have to take spirituality to get ranger. Every one of these 8 virtues, honesty, compassion, valor, justice, all of them they're all associated with a town and a class of character. So, yeah, here we go. The game begins here. The world is generated, and this is the town of Scarabray. First thing we did was turn off the music, or turn off the sound, because that would slow everything down. We need to purchase reagents. Now, all the herbalists in Britannia are blind. So we can buy 99 of things, and all she's looking for is to hear money in the jar, so we just give her a single coin. And you might note that honesty was one of those virtues that we have to propel. This would be a bad thing in terms of honesty. But we need these reagents. We need to mix a bunch of spells, because before we can cast them, we have to mix them. Okay, come on. Come on, fingers, do what you do. Problem of trying to talk whilst typing. I'm typing out the word bed multiple times. I'm mixing blink spells. We're going to be using a lot of those. Blink allows us to move across the overworld very quickly, for Pete's sake. That should be enough for now. We also need some dispel spells. Oh, for Pete's... We need those to beat the game. Unfortunately, we can't do this game with no magic. I do a 12 spells variant, where we only use 12 spells for the entire game. Use some energy field spells, which we will be using both offensively and defensively. Some cure poison. Every spell has its own letter from the alphabet. There are 26 spells. We have to use a fair number of them. We're going to mix a couple fireballs just in case, but they're not super important. If I... Heals will be very important. We're out of spider silk that we need for those. We're going to mix some quicknesses. As you might imagine for a speedrun, quickness is an important factor. Mix some wind change. We're going to need a bunch of those too. We're going to need to get some more reagents. Yeah, whatever. Mix some sleep spells, which can be very useful in situations where I want to get through groups of enemies. It's just now 4 o'clock in the morning, and my fingers are just not having it today. I'm also not in my usual spot. Normally I'm standing up with the keyboard raised. Mix some exits, some up spells, which lets us move up a floor in the dungeon. And down spells, which let us move down a floor in the dungeon. But unfortunately, the heat has been off in my apartment for the better part of the week, and it is still winter out there. So, yeah, I'm sitting and covered in a blanket. This was expected. It's not a surprise. It's just an unfortunate timing. Some repair work needs to be done on the boiler. And in order to do the repair work on the boiler, they have to shut off the boiler. So for the course of the week, my apartment has slowly been getting colder and colder and colder. And so right now I am sitting up, wrapped in a couple blankets, and wearing a nice big sweater. 50 wind changes, that should do us nicely. We're just going to restock to make sure we've got everything we need. There we go. All right. Now that's the start of this. Here. We're going to head over here. We're going to use one of those blink spells to get off the island. It just moves us around handily. I need to go up here. That is a random encounter. There's several of them popping around, I guess. That's why we mixed some fireballs up. We need to go up here. Where did I miss my spot? Yeah. Nope. This is where I want to go. I can't get there directly, though. We'll blink there. So this is the Dungeon Shame. We want to cast a down spell. And it's dark, but I know where to go. We go east as far as we can, then south as far as we can. Search there. Go east as far as we can. Go south as far as we can. Fight off some ghosts. There's the purple stone. We will be needing that later. Exit. Make sure I've got enough magic points. Cast Blink north. Walk back down here. Fight the orcs. Fighting gets a lot easier after a while. You'll notice I miss a lot. And then, of course, I have a hand-to-hand weapon, and so can't do much about enemies trying to run away. There's a white stone. We're going to need that. We're going to pass a few turns and head this way. Link up here. And enter into the dungeon to spies. Here we're going to find the yellow stone. Oh, it's a bat. I don't have to fight a bat. Just it's down. 1, 2, 3. You can see what floor I'm on here. I'm going to floor 5. Oh, floor 5. Go east as far as I can. South as far as I can. West 1, 2. And here we go. So those are sea serpents. They shoot at me. You can see them shooting at me. The chip here represents a secret door, so I'll step into there. And down here, this chip opened up. In the dungeon rooms, there are places where if you stand in a certain spot, it will affect the tiles of the room. We are going to heal up so that I don't get killed. And we're going to run through here, search for the Yellowstone, cast another down spell, and ignite a torch. Perfect. I can drink that water. That's a troll. And we're going to pick up some money. This is what the dungeons look like normally. That's a room I don't want to go in, because there's a bunch of enemies in there that I don't want to fight. Speaking of enemies I don't want to fight, I would really appreciate it if you stopped living. Thank you. Game literally trolling me right now. And when you open a treasure chest, there's a chance of getting hit with a... well, I don't want to run away. Chance of getting hit with a trap. In this version of the game, there is only acid and poison. We're going to head back here. Drink from the fountain. And climb up 2 floors. We're going to touch this magic ball. It gives us 5 points of dexterity and hurts us for 200 hit points. And then right here, there's a fountain that will heal us. All is well. Alright, we're heading east. These are swamps. If I step in them, I could get poisoned. I'd rather not fight in the hills, but at some point I'm going to get a slow progress and they're going to catch me, yeah. Different terrain types have different combat setups. I'm going to go... oops. I'm going to go there. This is the village of Cove. And in the village of Cove, we will find ourselves a candle. It's a very important candle. We'll need it later. Like these stones we've been picking up, we'll need them later too. There we go. Candle of Love. From here we head over... Alright. Now I'm poisoned. You can see by my name it says it has a nice little P there. And if I'm poisoned, every step I make in the overworld is going to cost me 2 hit points. Gotta check my magic points more often. Here we go. This is the village of Vesper. Here's where we're going to get some stuff we need. We need to talk to an armed...
A question. Does G mean gold?
Depends on which one. This one here is gold. That's food. The G beside my name is good. Good condition. So there's G, P, S, and D. We're going to purchase some magic gems here. And some keys. There we are. Oh, oil. Oh, I didn't get oil. These people are in my way. Purchase flaming oil. There we are. And we're going to head back the way we came, blink west. So I need to go to another dungeon. I have a bow now, though, so I can shoot at a distance. Makes fighting a lot easier. Gotta remember my space to line up here. Yeah, it's here. This is the dungeon Covetous. And we need to cast down twice. Ay. Peer at a gem. Now, we just bought these gems. This shows us a map, obviously. Either the area around us in the world, or in the town, or the complete dungeon floor we're on. We actually need to go to this, so we need to go south and east. Or south and west. On level 4, now I need to... Here's what the floor looks like. These T's are traps. Every square you can see here is filled. And that means you cannot use down spell to land here. So it's... so these are just wind traps, they're fine. I need to go to this door right here. And we're going to ready some flaming oil. We're going to shoot into that spot there. So flaming oil leaves behind a patch of fire, as you can see there. That patch of fire will do damage to anything that steps into it. They're unfortunately walking around it. I don't want them to do that. I want them to walk into it and get killed. And up here behind this wall, this blue wall is an energy field, an electric field, which prevents things from moving through it. There's a panel, secret step, and then we go through here and descend down to level 5, 6, and 7. Back up, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2. And there's the orange stone. And from here, we need to go... Is it this one? Let me check my map. It is not that one, it's the other one. Which one is it? Oh, no, that's right. Okay, we're just going to cast it down. See where I landed. There's 2 sections to this floor. They don't connect to each other. This is the right one. And in fact, I think this is even the right... Nope, it's the wrong door. So I've got to go through these walls. It's fine. It's okay, it's okay. I'm surrounded, but it's fine. Now you notice other fights I can't run away from, but nothing that happens in a dungeon room actually affects those virtues we need to deal with. So I can run away from these fights. I don't have to properly deal with them. We're going to cast a... Yeah, we're going to cast a quickness spell. Quickness is a weird one. You can see I'm taking multiple turns to the enemy's turns. Cast. Yep. Oh good, I landed in the right section. There's the redstone. And finally, the way quickness works is that every time you move, there's a 50-50 chance. Of course I get poisoned. There's a 50-50 chance every time you take a turn that you're going to get an extra turn. So the first thing we need here, this is the Village of Paws. We need to come over here and buy us a horse. And if we yell giddy up on the horse now moves 2 steps every time I tell it to move. Over here we'll find the Rune of Humility. We'll need that later. And we're going to head up here. Do I need... I'm trying to remember if I need money. No, okay. So I'm going to... I'm going to fix my virtues. So we have these. I'll show you them. Oops, it's not that. It is. So these are This string of numbers represents the 8 virtues. Every 2 digits is a single virtue. So 3 is my honesty is currently 3 because I've been robbing from blind merchants. Compassion 57, Valor 61, and so on down the list. So we're going to fix that honesty. That honesty is at 3. I want it to be at 99. So we're going to buy garlic. We're going to buy it at cost. I'm watching my money to make sure I buy enough. Exactly what I need. Mental and physical coordination are not what they ought to be at this time of day. And there it is, 99. Same thing with justice and honor. All right. Okay, good. All right, now, the other thing we've been picking up is experience. We get a bunch of experience when we find all these special items we've been picking up. So, every rune we get is worth 100 experience, every stone has been worth 200, and the candle is worth 400. And of course, we get a little bit of experience when we kill things. So, you know, the items give us experience in the hundreds. These guys give us 6 every time we kill them. And we only get experience when we kill one. Okay, we want to leave our horse outside the castle. And we're going to punch Chuckles in the face. This is Chuckles the Jester. I don't like him, so I'm going to punch him in the face. This makes the guards angry. So we're going to run up to them and leave very quickly. Leave the fights very quickly. The game distinguishes NPCs as being hostile or not, as in if they get close to you, they'll start a fight, and whether or not they are evil. And if something is evil and you run away from it, you lose Valor. And if something is not evil and you run away from it, you gain Compassion and Justice. So by attacking Chuckles, I lost 5 points in Compassion, Justice, and Honor. And by running away from the guards, every time I ran away from the guards, I gained back 2 points of Compassion and Justice, and it didn't cost me anything. Because the guards were the ones that started the fight, so I didn't lose any more Compassion and Justice for fighting. We game the system on these, on this all the time. It's great. So as I said, we're doing low percent, so what I'm doing here is grinding up my spirituality. Started at 65, and every time I talk to Hawkwind here, I get another 3 points. So I'm up to 80. But in order to get that bonus, I need the hundreds digit of my step counter to change. The game checks your step counter against the last time you got this bonus, and if the hundreds digit is the same, then you don't get the bonus then. So what I'm looking for is my my food counter to change. Since I'm traveling alone, I lose 1 food every 100 steps. So when that changes, I know for sure that I've crossed another 100-step threshold. It should be at 89 spirituality now. I want to go all the way to 99. It'd be 92. So all of these things that I'm gaming, normally the idea is that you're supposed to live a good life, right? You're supposed to be a good person. So you wouldn't just come here and stand around and talk to Hawkwind. Every time you came by the castle, you'd visit Hawkwind and say hello and check, because what you do with him is you can check on how you're doing with those virtues. So he says, hey, cool, you're ready to go. Like, sacrifice, give your lifeblood so that others may live. Yeah, that sort of thing. So it gives you little hints on how to do what you're doing. And he's the one who tells you when it's time to go and become a partial avatar. And I need to become an 8 parts avatar. There we are, 99 now. There it is. Those are sleep fields, the purple ones. I don't know why he's got a whole bunch of sleep fields there. The guards are still hostile, it turns out, so we're just gonna...
I think that guy likes to sleep.
I don't know. I would take the treasury, but I don't need to. So I'm going to grab the Rune of Spirituality. We'll be getting more money later. And now everything is forgiven. So we're going to talk to this guard. We're going to ask him about guarding. It says, a guard must be a valiant warrior. Are you the most valiant warrior? I am not the most valiant warrior. If I were to say I was, that would not be humble. But this statement instead is humble. So my humility is going up every time I talk to these guards. And again, there's a counter on it. It needs 16 steps. This is Lord British. He has a little introductory speech, and then we're going to talk to him again to get my levels that I've been building up. So I'm now level 6. You'll notice I have 600 hit points, and I gained a little bit of dexterity and intelligence. The dexterity is actually very important. I want my dexterity to be 40 or higher. Because at 40, I no longer have to worry about missing. Let's punch a guard in the face. Punch a guard, punch in the face, thank you. Want to get my compassion up. And this is faster than giving money to beggars, which is how you're supposed to get your compassion up higher. Anyway, we're going to head over here. We're going to go to the dungeon Hithloth. Lord British has a dungeon in the back of his castle. So we head down. It's got a big ladder. We go down this way. We take the altar room of love over here. We're poisoned, but that's actually fine. That's a Reaper. It's not going to move from that spot. But they're going to, every time you see the screen flash, the Reaper is trying to put me to sleep. I normally get poisoned as quickly as I can in these dungeons, because of things like Reapers. If you're poisoned, you can't be put to sleep by magic. We go out to... Wrong. Climb up to level 7. We go north 2, west 2, 3, south 2, east, south, south. And here's another one of the magic orbs I was telling you about. This one will do 400 damage and raise both my dexterity and intelligence. We're going to go... we're going to go west to the wall, back up 2, and go through this room. This room is full of hydras. If I don't walk in the wrong place, I don't have to deal with them. And then there's a fountain here, and another one of them orbs there, and a fountain here. I got put to sleep. Okay, we got 40 dexterity. That's what we're looking for. Now, we need to do some experience grinding. Now you'll notice every time I take an attack that lines up properly with an enemy, I can't miss. So here's the exciting part. I need to grind 2,000 experience out of these slimes. So I'm going to be standing here a while. You'll notice each of them is worth 4. When I do low percent, I leave out 5 items, 5 major items, which are the Silver Horn, the Skull of the Wizard Mondane, the Wheel of the Cape, and the Mystic Arms and Mystic Armor, each of which gives me 400 experience. So to get back that 2,000 experience, I kill a bunch of slimes. So yeah, this is the less thrilling part of the run, since I know it's been just riveting to this point. But if you're going to speedrun role-playing games, and I do recommend you try this one, by the way, it is free. If you want to go get it, it's on GOG.com, and it is free. It's been free for quite a while. But if you want to speedrun role-playing games, grind just as an accepted part of that process. The simple reality is that you're not meant to speedrun these games. Something like this especially is supposed to be a slow, deliberate, meditative journey. So this, the idea would be that as you go through the game, you would be gaining experience in a fairly normal fashion. So instead, I have to find ways to grind it. There are other interesting places to grind for experience, but this is the fastest and safest for this situation. Experience isn't the only thing we need to grind, we also need to grind money and valor. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, anything that happens in a dungeon room does not do anything for your virtues, so it doesn't matter how many slimes I kill here, I'm not getting any points of valor. That's okay, I'll get them later. Every time I win a fight, other than in a dungeon room, the game has a 50-50 chance of awarding me a single point of valor. And again, if you're playing this game casually, you're wandering the countryside, you're not avoiding every encounter you possibly can, valor will happen naturally. But this is a great room to grind experience. I was quite happy to find this room. There's a couple times various things. You'll see me do the task randomizer in a couple days. If the task randomizer throws me a character that needs to grind experience like this, this room is just perfect for it. This is how I get a shepherd, that's how I make a shepherd viable, how I make a fighter viable. Make sure I know what I need. I need 3,700. Yeah, we're 1,200 away. Only 300 more slimes. Look at that. And you might ask why I need to be such a high level. Well, need to be level 8. One of the things you need to do to beat the game is compile a full party. Right now I've only got a party of 1. There's room in the party for 8, 1 from each character class. So that is Mage, Bard, Fighter, Druid, Tinker, Paladin, Ranger, which I am, and Shepherd. We need 1 from every class or we cannot beat the game. The game insists you must, in fact, be a leader in all virtues, and thus demonstrate that by leading 1 of each character type. Your party size, to finish the discussion, can never be larger than your level. So if you're level 1, you can't travel, you travel alone if you're level 1. If you're level 2, you can have 1 companion with you. I'm currently level 6, which means I could have a party of up to 6 people. But again, I need a party of 8. And in order to claim level 8, I need 6,400 experience. So, that's what we're working towards. Not all here. We're only going to 3,700 here. Just to make up for those lost items that I'm not collecting. It's only the stranger, the main character, that gets experience for picking up items and such. It's really unrealistic to expect to grind any other character. I mean, unless you really, really want to. It would take like some concerted effort to grind any other character above level 6. The experience required for each level doubles. So to get from level 1 to level 2 takes 100 experience. Your experience has to be 200 to get from level 2 to 3, and then 400 to get to level 4, 800 for level 5, 16 for level 6, 32, and then 64. Or the way I look at it generally is that it takes as much experience to go from level 5 to level 6 as it does to go from 0 to level 5. So yeah, if you're running with side characters, generally speaking, your party at the end of the game, if you're using them consistently, will be about level 6, and you'll be level 8. Of course, it varies. God, pardon me. So the goal of the game, we want to become the Avatar. We want to become a shining beacon of virtue to provide the people of Britannia with an example, an exemplar for their lives. With no great evil to fight, the people are sort of restless and idle and not particularly inspired, so you have to be an inspiration. By completing the quest of the Avatar, that is, mastering all 8 virtues, becoming a leader, as I said, in all 8 virtues, and thus, by collecting a party, and delving into the Great Stygian Abyss, and finding the Codex of Infinite Wisdom. Codex of Ultimate Wisdom? Whatever it is. It's a big book. Big, important book. We go to the Great Stygian Abyss and find a big, important book. We become the Avatar, who will, in later installations, be treated as something of a superhero and a legend. And as a generally cool kind of person. Or, a criminal and a thief. One or the other. It's actually really interesting. I mean, the game that follows this one, Lord British set up this... Lord British is also the creator, Richard Garriott. Set up this wonderful philosophy in this neat world. And he could have just had some sort of evil appear, and you appear as the righteous avatar and smite the evil. But the game is much more nuanced than that. Ultima 5 is much more deep. What happens is Lord British disappears, and there's a regent in his place, and the regent suggests that these moral choices, these objects of personal morality, these virtues, should be the law of the land. And it's very different when these are moral decisions versus when these are enforced by armed guard. You know, you will be honest or you will lose your tongue. You will be compassionate to the poor or you will suffer the same need as them. You know, you will fight to the death when challenged, or you will be branded as a coward. These sorts of things. It's a very different take on the way the game world could have gone. And Ultima 6 is even more interesting because you meet a group of people with a completely different philosophy, and you have to reconcile the two of them. Say, okay, well, they've got this different way of living. So basically, we're dealing with a game system, you know, a system that was built to accommodate gaming, a mechanical system that then confronts tyranny and racism. And I think that's actually kind of neat. I think it's clever writing. We're almost there. Every time I kill 25 slimes, I get 100 experience. And I need a little more than 100. There's 16 slimes in the room, by the way. That's the character limit for enemies. There's 16 slots for enemy characters in a combat. The basis for these virtues initially came, or the idea for the virtues initially came from letters that Lord British was getting after Ultima 3, where he's getting complaints and people telling him that, hey, it's really neat that I can go through the game being a complete and total jerk. And so he decided to make a game where that wasn't the case. Alright, we're heading down to level 6. We're going to down to level 7. That is not the spell I wanted to cast at all. I typed the wrong letter. Oh well. Okay. Is there an easy way down? Yes, there is. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And descend. Run away. Descend there. We go this way. Through here. And I know this route from doing the 12 spells version of the speedrun. Descend, and I cannot descend past the 3rd floor, or past the 4th floor. I can descend to the 4th floor. I can't descend past it. Where did I land? Okay. I'm gonna go south 2. I'm gonna deal with some rats. Rats have been dealt with. Descend down. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, descend down, and we're going to try Z down this time. From here, I need to go 1, 2 down. Where did I land? Okay, I'm looking for this. That's where the stone is, the little Ankh symbol, and that room is a room. West, 1, 2, 3, ready my flaming oil. This thing is a Zorn, and that Zorn will negate magic, so I can't cast any spells. You can see the negation sign up there, N. But I can throw some flaming oil up. And it's dead. As are a bunch of these slimes that are walking into the fire. I unfortunately don't get experience for slimes that get killed like that. Okay, we're going to dispel these. Step on that panel. And get our green stone. And from here, I need to go... We're going to stand in this little spot and get some magic points back. Cast up and down. Mix a couple more of those. And dispel one at it. Down. And where did I land? Oh, just where I wanted to. Fantastic. We're going to cast a quickness. We're going to waste it, apparently, and go through here. Those are gremlins. If they attack me, they will steal my food. And we'll head into the dungeon Deceit. Y up. See where I landed? Oh, another beautiful landing. I'm going to stand here and recover some magic points. Dispel the field in front of me. Get the blue stone. And we're going to pass a few turns. Cast is down. Where do I land? Ah, that's great. If I land anywhere else, those are rooms that I have to go through and they're a pain, but that's the room I want to get to. That's the room I was just in fact. You cast a heal and go in. You kill some demons. And we're going to use some of those stones we've been picking up. White, purple, green, and blue. And we get one part of the 3-part key. Next, I need to go to the altar room of love. So Hithloth connects all 3 altar rooms together. White, yellow, orange, and green. Right, and we go from here... Go back to the altar room of truth. We're going to cast a couple heals while we're here. Quickness. And we're going to head out to shame. It's over here. Going to walk across here. Ignore the insects. And head up here to the altar room of courage. And then we're going to pray for favorable winds. Alright. Here we go. Pray for favorable winds. This is always fun. So we're going to exit from the dungeon Hithloth. Still poisoned. This is a balloon. The balloon moves, it only drifts. So it can only go where, see the wind changes down here? We're going to cast a wind change spell from the south and climb into the air. Now, it moves in its own time. I missed it. There's my spot. We're going to be using that balloon a fair bit, but first, we've got to get to that shrine. Normally, we would have a silver horn, which would ward off these demons. But we don't have that because it's an optional item, and this is low percent. That up there is a Balron. It's the reason I'm still poisoned. The Balron will occasionally make the screen flash by casting a sleep spell. But we're going to kill it. This is, incidentally, how we're going to get our Valor grinding done. Again, I can have up to 8 companions. Or up to 7 companions, I guess. I can have a party of up to 8. The maximum size for a random encounter, the number of monsters that can appear in a random encounter map, is twice the party size. So while I'm alone, I will never fight more than 2 demons at a time. This, as you might imagine, can be very handy. I'm also going to have to pick up all the treasure chests these demons leave behind. There's 24 slots for treasures, or for all sorts of items. For the balloon, for ships, for the horse. 24 slots for them. So if I don't pick up those treasures, they will start to overwrite other important items out in the world. Like perhaps my balloon, which would strand me here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Next batch of 8 demons. You notice I'm not fighting in the hills right now, despite the fact that that's the terrain. It's because I'm standing on a treasure chest. The treasure chest overwrites the qualities of the tile underneath it. And yes, unfortunately, there is more grind right here. But we're going to get our first partial avatar hood. That is the Shrine of Humility. We have the Rune of Humility. I did not forget to pick it up this time. I have on many an occasion forgotten to pick up the Rune of Humility, but I didn't this time. And in order to become a partial avatar, we have to meditate for 3 cycles. Need the rune to get into the shrine. And we need the mantra, the proper mantra for the shrine. Otherwise, we won't be able to focus our thoughts. That was a mistake. I didn't pick up the treasures. Meaning that this is going to push us over that 24, which may well delete our balloon. If it does, I gotta get out of here a different way. And we will do that with an unfortunate death warp. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Enter the Shrine of Humility, meditate for 3 cycles, and finally, I can take a little break. Whew. That is cold. If you use the wrong mantra, you lose spirituality. Okay, so let's see here. My Valor is at 85. Okay, that's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every time we step south in this area, it generates demons. And again, I have a 50-50 chance every time I fight, every time I have a fight, every time I win a fight, of gaining a point of Valor. So I'm going to do 2 packs of demons, 8 each, and check again. I should have the money required by that point easily. And my experience should be there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I want to fight on the shrine, not on the hills, because the hills are obnoxious to fight in. The hills are obnoxious, obnoxious to fight in. I want to try and keep my hit points above 300. I'm being a little bit safer than I need to be. Where did I get to? 94. Not bad. Hopefully this batch will favor me with more heads than tails, and we'll get up to our 99 here. And if not, we'll move on anyway, so long as we're close. I've got the experience I need. As long as I've got more than 4,900 experience, and I do, I've got more than 5,000, I will be able to reach the level I need to get to. There we go, we're 99, wow. Alright, we're going ballooning. No. No. The other exciting thing that can be hard to remember is that the balloon travels in the direction of the wind, so that's why I keep passing turns to get my magic points back. The balloon travels in the direction of the wind, so the wind comes from the east. That's where I want to go. This is Buccaneer's Den, and from here we're going to purchase ourselves some weapons. Specifically, we're going to buy a magic bow. Ready that up. And now, the last grind. Can we find ourselves a boat? The way random monster encounters work on the overworld is they generate every turn. There's a chance of generating a new monster. There's 4 slots for monsters. Well, there's actually 8 slots for monsters, but it won't generate any more if 4 of them are filled. And it will generate a monster in a place... Oh, hello. That's what I'm looking for. A pirate ship. It will generate a monster in a location that you cannot see. That's the main catch here. So somewhere out of your range of sight. The idea of grinding at Buccaneer's Den or here at Magencia for that is to make sure that all of those squares that you can't see are water tiles, which increases the likelihood of getting a boat. There's the Bell of Courage, which we need. And I just realized I have messed up my planning, but that's okay. We're fine. We're just going to use a moon gate. So the moon gate's going to open right here. The moon phases change like that, as you can see. Blip, blip. And we're going to... How am I going to do this now that I've messed this up? We're going to... Okay, I know what I'm going to do. It's a snake. What do we got here? Alright, we're just going to go back to Hithloth. The heck with it. We're just going to get another balloon. I don't need to punch you in the face, Chuckles. We're all good. Thanks. While we're on our way there, though, we're going to stop by the healer. Because one of the things we have to do is give blood. So the healer will take 100 hit points from us, so long as we have 400 or more. And in exchange, will give us 5 points of sacrifice. We should be at 85, yeah. 90, 95. And there's 100. Alright, so all of our virtues are at 99 or 00 in the case of humility. How are we going to do this? Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and another balloon. We'll just do it that way. It's fun to watch me struggle with ballooning. So, we'll mix an exit spell. This time we'll go south with the north wind. And we need to come over here. There's the dungeon that we were in earlier, Covetous. Actually, where I want to go is over here. The town of Minok. First thing we need to do in Minok is get ourselves a rune. And it's hiding here in the forge. There it is. And we're going to get someone to finally join us. This is Julia. She's a tinker. She's going to join us, and she's going to immediately get poisoned and die. Because I'm a monster. We need to go... Yes, okay, this is... Sorry, just checking my notes to make sure I've got everything right. Yep. Okay. The Wind Chain spell costs 10 magic points, so I kind of want to make sure I've got enough magic points to actually use it. Having to mix wind change spells whilst... whilst flying is a pain. I've done it. I don't like doing it. There we go. This is where I want to be. I want to meet Jana the Druid here. Join me. Thank you. Pay no attention to the dead body. And head over here. I'm going to open this up. And get the Rune of Justice. Vorpal is very cooperative today. That's nice. Where am I going now? I am going... oh yeah, we've got to do the actual Shrine of Justice. Blink east, blink north, blink north. Thank you, Jana. And once more I get to take a break. Should have ballooned here. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, big stretch. So once you become a partial avatar of one of the virtues, you can no longer cross, like, you should not do anything to reduce that. So I shouldn't talk in pride. I shouldn't do anything like attack guards like I like to do, because that would cost me justice. Thank you. Please stop slow progressing me. This finger right here. There's my balloon. And here's my next stop, Jalom. Now, unfortunately, because I have partial avatar justice, I can't fight the guards. But that's okay. Max is not getting in my way. This is Jeffrey. Jeffrey is going to join us. Pay no attention to the corpses. Jeffrey is a fighter. Not that it matters, because he will soon join the corpses as a corpse. Don't have a lot of magic points. I should maybe have grabbed some orbs. Oh well. Will deal. There's the Rune of Valor. Excuse me. I can't attack you, Sonora. You're not hostile, but you're in my way. Max was very kind. Sonora was very much not. Okay, let's see. Where am I going to go from here? I'm going to blink down here. Enter the Shrine of Valor. Going to meditate on Valor. Raw. And then we get to wait a bit, because I need the moon gates be in certain formations. So yes, we meditate on Valor with the mantra Ra, Ra, Ooh La La. No, I think with the moons where they are now, we're not going to wait, we're just going to fly south, and I've got to come way out here, north, so I land on this island and not the one north of me. Yep, we're just going to go east. West, rather. And then north. We just missed the moon gates being where or moons being where I wanted them to be. I said, yeah. This is Verity Isle. This is where we're going to leave the balloon. This is the town of Moonglow. We need the... Get out of my way. We need the Rune of Honesty, and we need Mariah. While we're here, we're going to stop by the Sage Deli. That's not there, that's the healer. Sage Deli, there it is. Gonna buy some rations. We're gonna get 9 packs, there we go. We now have food. Okay, we are going to wait here. So what we need is both moons to be new. Quite often what I do is I'll close the game down and reload it. Because when you reload into the game, the wind is always from the north and both moons are always new. Which would save a bit of time. But, again, I'm using these moments for a well-deserved break. The moon gate will open right there, and all I have to do is search the ground with both moons are new, and everything will be taken care of. There's the Blackstone. We're going to leave the balloon behind. So a little bit of Ultima lore. Lord British's favorite book is The Wizard of Oz. And he says he was inspired by the Scarecrow, the Tin Woodsman, and the Cowardly Lion to create the principles of truth, love, and courage. The Scarecrow for truth, the Tin Woodsman for love, if he only had a heart, and the Cowardly Lion for courage. This is the Shrine of Honesty. You can also see that, in the fact that there's a balloon for travel. Okay. will hopefully be able to get to my moon gate in time. Again, the moon gates and the winds change in real time, or the moons and the winds change in real time. The second moon, which provides... Oh, hello.
Another question. Does the mantra you type in while meditating matter or not?
I'm sorry? I don't understand the question.
Does the mantra you enter matter or not?
I have to type it. I don't know what the question is. I'm sorry. Another pirate ship.
And that one you type in while meditation.
Yeah, when I type them, what about that? Like, I don't understand the question.
Well, never mind. It's not that important.
In that case, I won't. Getting a lot of encounters here. I'm not going to make my moon gate, I don't think. Oh my goodness. So many fights. Go away. Get out of here. So when I'm typing the mantra, I actually have to type it in. It's always the same too, so I don't have to go looking for the information. I know what they all are. Though a friend of mine has created a full randomizer for the game, which is something I've done a seed and I've rolled a few up just to play with them, but I haven't actually. I've done one, and it's something I really need to do more of because it's fun. But my goodness, they take a while, and I don't have a lot of time or brain computing power these days. Let's see if I can make my way over fast enough to catch my moon gate. Oh, shoot. There it is. I got it. Just barely. Okay, up here. Dupre. Filling up our party, because remember, we can only have one character per level. I'm level 6. We now have 6 characters. Thank you. Dupre, you'll get poisoned. It'll be fine. Got the Rune of Honor. And again, my friend Phoenix found this nice little blink pattern. West, south, west. It would be nice if I had enough magic points. Get to the Shrine of Honor. You can see that little symbol between food and gold there is building up. It's 8 lines long, so once we get through all 8, it will be a nice full little onk there. I don't think I'm going to catch my moon gate, but we'll try anyway. Get there! Oh, yay! Just made it! Okay, we need to head up to talk to Lord British again. Because we need those levels. Yeah, we're at 6,600, we're fine. Note, we're not punching guards. Now is not the time to punch guards. Now is the time to become level 8. And travel around with a party of merry corpses. Once more, our good old faithful horse will serve us well. Search for the Rune of Compassion, and gather our 7th party member, YOLO the Bard. We've been over here before. And this will almost complete. Almost complete our partial avatar hoods. We're getting there, we're getting there. We head back head back whence we came to use a moon gate. We've got one more shrine to visit, and it is the Shrine of Spirituality. And it's here. Doesn't look like it's here, but it is. It is in fact in the moon gate that arises when both moons are full, which is right here. And very conveniently, it's very close to where we need to go next. It's almost like I planned it as a route or something. And the final meditation and from here we're going to take this moon gate back towards Trinsic. And take the Trinsic moon gate back to Magincia, where we left our boat. Just need to wait for the second moon gate or second moon to shift. And from here, we step off the moon gate. We step back onto the moon gate. And we don't do the thing that every runner of this game has done at some point and forget to recruit Katrina. Thank you. Alright, horse, enjoy Magincia. You're going to be there a while. I want that wind north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points out there. And head south. And this is our entrance. When we move a little further to the east, we're going to get a bunch of pirate ships spawning in. If the wind is from the north and we go straight through without stopping, and we don't get slow progress on that first step, obviously, we can get right through without any problems. Alright. This is where we find the Great Stygian Abyss. Surrounded by lava, it's a volcano. We use the the bell, which rings on and on. We use the book, and we use the candle, and it opens the ground. And here we go, the Great Stygian Abyss. The finale. Okay, just need to know how many magic points I have. Use a quickness spell, we're going to move right through here. I'm going to curse my quickness spell, which didn't do me much good at all. Walk through the lava. Okay, I can't be sure. I think this is a group of rats, so running away is probably safe. But I can't be sure, so we'll finish the fight. Okay. So the sleep fields present a problem. I would rather be poisoned than asleep, so we'll just poison myself instead. We'll overwrite the sleep field with the poison field. I could just dispel them, but the energy field spell is cheaper than the dispel spell. Also, you'll notice this demon up here is not flapping its wings. That's because it's asleep. It's asleep because the previous demon in that spot was asleep when I left the previous room. You might have also noticed that a demon just up and died when he walked into that poison field. Poison field does damage like a fire field, but it does damage to things that would be immune to fire fields too, which is nice. We're going to use a stone on the altar. And we're going to go down to level 2. That demon's still asleep. Here he comes. Couple Balrons. Once we get out of floor 2, things get notably easier in the combat department. Not easy, but easier. Because here is an empty room. Which we will use to heal up. And this is a room with a bunch of demons in it, but if I don't walk through the middle of the room, I don't release them, so who cares? Floor 4, we go east 6, go north 2, go east 6, get interrupted by slimes, but alright. Get out of here. We're going to cast the Undead spell. The Undead spell makes undead run away from us, which is kind of cool. The game doesn't actually have a status for running away. All it does is reduce their hit points to the point that they would be fleeing, which makes them easy to kill. And also makes them run away, which is nice. Okay. Gremlin room. We are going to cast a sleep spell and a quickness. And we're going to go all the way to the left. And we've got enough food to get through, but I really don't want the gremlins eating my food. If my food ever hits 0, I start starving. Very manageable. It's just damage every turn, but like it's like poison. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, but it does slow things down. 2, 3, 4. Gonna ready some flaming oil. Step in here. We're gonna first cast energy field poison there. Throw some flaming oil north of me. Ready up my magic bow. Let those Zorns come in. I can't cast any spells while the Zorns are in the field. Come on. There we are. And then when I try and walk through here, I'm going to get shot a lot. See, they're throwing random, colorful attacks across the field. I need to get to that square to open up the wall out. 2 east, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. The game will buffer up to 16 inputs. That will be important later. Not that there's much later. This is a resting room. 5. Use a stone. Sacrifice. Orange. Descend. 1, 2. Ugh. Sleep. Okay, yeah. So this is a room maze. If you don't enter it at the right spot, which is just where I entered it, you can't actually get through it. Everything will lead to a dead end. Get past this room, and get past the tornadoes. Yeah, I didn't see any tornadoes this run. That's cool. I have a reputation for getting a ridiculous amount of twisters. They show up as random encounters. They're not a fight on the overworld, but they're still obnoxious. They do damage when they hit the party. And they sink boats. Head down here. Open this here. Kill the Hydra. Pardon the blinking. Dispel. I need to get through these guys. We're going to stop here and heal a bit, because I took a bit of damage there. Okay, we're going to move over this away and cast a sleep spell.
Hello, just have some...
Because that means that we start this room with some of the monsters asleep. Yeah, this is less a retro game, chat, than it is just an old game. It's from 1985. It's a lot of fun. Again, it is free. Go to GOG.com, you'll find it there. Ultima 4, Quest of the Avatar. But do read the documentation. Like, don't just jump into the game. Read the books. Cast an Undead spell. You'll need them. You'll need to know how to mix your spells. You'll need to know where everything is. It's a big puzzle, though. The game itself, there's no end boss in it. There's just the evil within our own soul, which I have defeated. And now am going to claim the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. Once I, kill my way through these demons here. Thank you, Toto, for putting the link to the game in the chat. One, two. Last batch of rooms. Sorry, second last batch of rooms. Want to kill some lizards.
Just
very smoothly.
Hello?
Step into the flames in the corner. And out.
Yeah.
These are insects. I don't have to deal with insects. And the infamous companion room,
Just a quick question.
where we face a party equal to ours. It doesn't know how to run away. Shoot. Okay, I want to make sure I'm healed, because the next room is the last room, and it is not nice.
Hello?
The plan here is to put up a couple of poison walls, barricade myself in a corner, and let them come. If you are interested in this game, or any of the Ultima series, especially if you're interested in speedrunning it, there is an Ultima Speedrunners Discord. We are an extremely friendly, if quiet, group of people, and always looking for more people to join us. I would love to have some competition on this or any of my other runs. I run the first 4 Ultima games. I've kind of retired the first 3. But I'm happy to teach. And we'll just head out here. And go to the final quiz. We use that 3-part key we got. And then we have to answer questions about the virtues. And like I said, the game buffers up to 16 inputs, which means I can type in these answers before they even get here. Before the question is even asked, and thus the answers appear on the first possible frame, making them very quick. We're getting close on time, by the way. Four more questions, and then it's time. I'm going to ask about truth, love, and courage. And then the final question, the answer is infinity. And as soon as that appears, it's time. So here we go. Time. There it is. And that is Ultima 4 low percent. Not collecting any optional items. Thank you for the GGs, chat. You get sent back home. You get told, did it less than 10,000 turns?
Time is 1 hour 29:29.
Not bad.
Nice number.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I am going to close out of this. And if you're interested in games like this, my name is Organmike. I like to run them on my Twitch channel once in a while, so feel free to join me there. I have the Bard's Tale later today, and then another Ultima 4 run with a task randomizer, and another Bard's Tale run, and an Ultima 3 run on Sunday in the wee hours in the morning again. So, again, thanks for having me. Hopefully we'll see you again later and before too long, but right now I'm going to go get some sleep before I have to work.
Yeah. Thanks for the run. We are going back to intermission. Here.
Doesn't